second year as senior coach, done and dusted. How'd you find it?
Oh, no, it's been, we had a big change in the off-season, so I think the best part was integrating a lot of players and new staff into our footy club. So that's been, it's had its challenges, but also, we've seen some great growth, and that's, I think, the exciting part for next year will be, 12 months all together and then building on that relationship.
What were some of the highlights for you throughout the year?
I think Bosey's goal, I think, late in the Carlton game was, quite loud here, and a couple of good wins early, but then also our competitiveness across the year. And I know, back into the year we had some poor games, but even the Essendon game, I think we showed some of the things we've been working on and didn't quite get over the line, but there's been a lot of individual growth, and now it's about making sure we get that in a team sense.
Which things weren't you happy with this year or wanted to do better in?
I think, we weren't able to cover some of our injuries at different times, so we want to try and grow the depth, both from new players coming in, but also improvement with the players that we got here. And I think that's what every team is striving for, is grow greater depth so that when challenges come, you can cover them.
Obviously this year, your second year in the job, did you approach anything differently personally going into it?
I'll probably learn a few things, but definitely I think with our two skippers, which we're really proud of the way they went about it. We were able to use the players for a lot of our strategy, but also to sell the message. And with 14 new, not 14 new players, but 14 players signing on, I think that gives you a clearer picture of the direction of the footy club. And as a senior coach, I think that makes your job a little bit easier.
A lot of guys have had career best years this year. Which players have you been impressed most by?
Yeah, I don't want to single too many out, but I think even just our first year batch guys that come in, and I know Jack played all bar one game, and Ben played a lot of footy, and even Caleb come in at the end there, and he will take a lot from those experiences. But a lot of our second and third year players were able to build on their careers, and we know that once they get to 30, 40 games, then they'll start to influence games a lot more. But I think the best part is the closeness of the group, and I think that creates a good environment.
Is that what excites you most about next year, seeing that young group kind of progress through?
Yeah, and even now, a lot of our older players are still young. I think Dave and Witsy are 26, so people talk about them as veterans, but they've still got their best foot in front of them. So, I certainly think we'll put in another pre-season of hard work. We had a great off-season last year, and another pre-season altogether will hold us in good stead.
What's going to be the next layer that we're adding in next year? Obviously this year we focused a lot on fitness and everything like that. Is there something else that you're looking to add?
I think we're always looking to add, decision making, skill execution. At times this year let us down, and against the best teams when they put the pressure on, that was, I think, that some of the disappointing parts of our game plan. So we'll put a lot of work into that, no doubt. We were able to run games out well this year on the back of a good pre-season. So just a high emphasis on skill development and execution.
And for yourself personally, how much do you think you've developed this year as a coach?
It's probably for others to answer that for me, but I think I have developed. I've learned a lot. Really trying to build capability within the footy club, and like to think that give guys good autonomy in their roles and help them grow as well. So I certainly don't want to be someone who doesn't develop people underneath them. And I think guys have had great opportunity to take greater responsibility, and it's a little bit like a footy team where we don't have one dominant person. We want to make sure that we build capability with the whole coaching group, and that's one of the best things about our group. We're quite experienced. We've got a lot of guys that have been around some footy clubs both here and interstate, so now it's just about gelling together.
And what's the off season look like for you? Are you doing any personal development or anything like that?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm going to go have a look at an academy over in Europe, which will be interesting. Go over with a couple of coaches and spend some time there, because we're putting greater emphasis on our academy and making sure that pathway is correct and as smooth as we can make it. So we think that will help the long-term growth of the footy club. And also later in December, I'll be going to the States to do a leadership course, which I think that's exciting. I've spoken to a few people that have done it, and I think that'll be of benefit.